Hey, thanks again for joining us. Continue joining us with We've Been Drinking MMA for the UFC Fight Night 225 predictions, breakdowns, Holloway zombie fight card. This is the fourth fight. It's going to be a fun one. Kickboxer versus kickboxer. It's Giga Chikadze versus Alex Caceres. Bruce Leroy.
Bruce Leroy?
Rocking the fro.
I'm going, it's going to go the distance. They're both strikers. Giga, I think, is more high-level striker.
Yeah.
But Alex is tough. He has takedowns and jiu-jitsu in his bag too.
I think can we agree that they're both kickboxers, but both of them, their kicks are better than their punches.
There's no doubt about it. But Giga has a right cross in his backhand. Just look at that Edson Barbosa fight. But they're known as being kickboxers for sure.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
The way I'm looking at this, it's actually very identical on the stats. We're looking at 34 years old for Giga, 35 years old for Alex Caceres, 6 feet tall for Giga, Caceres 5'10", very close. Reach is 0.5 inch disadvantage for Caceres, is very close. Southpaw for Caceres, orthodox for Chikadze stance. Significant strikes per minute, they both have 4. I mean, it's identical here, man. Takedown average is both
insignificant.
Insignificant. They're both strikers. But Caceres does know how to wrestle and can go for takedowns.
Yeah.
It's the one thing Chikadze doesn't have that Caceres actually does technically have is jiu-jitsu and takedowns.
Yes.
He does have.
He can take it back for sure.
And I'm not going to say that just because Qatar took down Chikadze that Caceres will. At will. And Qatar is just way more aggressive than Caceres, and that's why Qatar can chain wrestle like that and
Qatar can box.
Yeah.
He got, I don't know what happened, but Chikadze was on his back foot all the time and just wearing about his jab, and then he got taken down about a bunch.
Yeah, I don't know. I like the way my pick is Caceres.
Okay, that's good money. It's plus 200.
Plus 200. Yeah, he's an underdog. Chikadze is minus 240 to make 100, and Caceres is underdog $100 to make 200 on Caceres. So, and what's your pick?
Mine is, I think it's going to go distance. I think it's going to go all 3 rounds.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a decision by somebody. I think Giga is going to win, but I don't really have a
fighter. Minus 240.
I don't have a
sizable
pick for
favorite,
this.
Man.
I don't have a pick for this. I just think it's
distance.
They're both just really tough. Even Qatar, how he dominated against Giga, he couldn't get him out of there. So
for sure. And the thing is, they do kick more than they punch. I mean, they kick better than they punch for sure, both of them, in my opinion. So I think kicking range. I mean, going the distance all 3 rounds makes a lot of sense. So I think I'll get that bet in there as well. Smart bet.
Caceres is really hard to get out. He doesn't lose. He loses more by submissions, and Giga does not submit people. So.
Yeah. So for me, the reason I'm going with Caceres is basically I think Giga has a better body kick than Caceres, but Caceres' leg kick is pretty much close to Giga's, but Giga's is crisper, obviously. But Caceres is close in his leg kick speed. Caceres also has good leg reach. I mean, they both do, but Caceres is a little bit more flowy.
Yeah.
When he moves, it's very flowy, and he can get in those leg kicks where Giga is very, I'm not going to say robotic, but very technical.
Yeah.
Very stiff when he's kicking and stuff like that, not very flowy.
Would you say Alex is planning something as far as Giga is just going straight forward and more technical and going that route?
100%. I think Giga can set stuff up, but when he's setting stuff up, I think it's very much like a machine doing it. And I think when Caceres is doing it, he's very flowy. He's very smooth when he's going in and out, and he's setting things up with what is kind of in the flow state. It's like what he'll take what his opponent gives him.
Yes, for sure.
And we'll set some stuff up by kind of going left, right. He kind of bounces left and right a little bit flowy, and then if you kind of bite on something or you don't, when he goes inward a little bit, then he can go for the punch. And I think in his last fight versus Pineda, his punching was improving. It was showing that he ripped it to the body very well against Pineda. I think he was really good at when he was going for his punches.
Yes.
Against a guy who Pineda is very tough and very much a kind of a brawler, and Caceres handled him with punching. The spinning back kick from Caceres is phenomenal. I don't think Giga is more straight up and down and just kicks straight forward. Caceres has got a nice spinning back kick.
With Giga being orthodox and Alex being southpaw, this might be a counter punching dream right here.
Yeah.
Especially with, excuse me, Alex being more setting up his striking, so it might be counterpunch.
Yeah, so I mean,
awesomeness.
overall, Chikadze's got better body kicks, probably better kicks to the head. But Caceres got a head kick knockout 2 fights ago against Julian Rosa, so Caceres has really nice head kicks. I think where Caceres can shine is the spinning back kick. I think the leg kick.
He loves that spinning stuff.
It's really nice, really fast, and a lot of length on that kick. He really can keep distance with that spinning kick to the body. And I think the leg kicks is going to be a close battle between both of them. Where I see the difference is why I'm going with Caceres. I just think that I think his punches have a little bit more power. I think he rips to the body better than Chikadze. And I just think that, Caceres, the speed on the punches are close. I think, but I think Caceres does a little bit more damage. He's southpaw. His left is a little bit stronger than Chikadze right. That's just my opinion. Just watch the last fight with Pineda, and you'll see that he was punching well with Pineda, and I like the way he's elusive with the way he's bouncing left and right and then throwing. Versus Chikadze is more straight up and down and kind of a little bit kind of just.
I see what you're saying, but as long as Alex is not just like spinning all the time, because he likes to do that type of stuff.
For sure.
If he's not doing that all the time, because Giga can set that up where he's like timing it a little bit. Because you are saying he's robotic, and if he sees something where he can actually pounce and get his strikes in, he's going to. And if he sees that spinning stuff,
also Giga had the hands down. I mean, Caceres has the hands down too.
But like,
it's gonna be a fun fight.
It's below. Both of their hands are below their chin.
Yeah.
So
but this is what I think, right? The leg kick battle, you could say Chikadze is maybe a little bit faster, a little bit harder than Caceres is, but Caceres are pretty fast, pretty damn close as far as speed.
Yes.
But Caceres a little bit more flowy with setting up the leg kicks. So in a leg kick battle, when Chikadze is maybe just kind of straight up and down, just throwing it here and there, Caceres will be backing up, kind of going left and right, bouncing smooth, and then it can kind of go forward like with flow.
Alex is
and
more
then kick.
Volume as far as the power, but Giga is trying to hurt you with kicks.
Yeah, he's got great level of technique with those kicks. Absolutely. So it's gonna be a fun fight. I think the main bet does make sense to go the distance. It makes a lot of sense what you're saying. So I'm thinking that'll probably be like my main bet, and then a small bet on Caceres outright, just because I don't know. I just saw his punches.
Last couple fights, he's like hard to ignore.
Yeah, he's hard to ignore. I just feel like
Rosa, Pineda.
He's having a resurgence, I think.
Yeah, he's having a good time.
He looks very relaxed. At the end of it, he's doing like this, like he closes his eyes and he's a very. I don't know, like he's like very centered and like very spiritual right now. I don't know what's going on, but I just think that he is figuring out maybe who he is at this age, and he is happy with himself, happy with his life, and happy what he's figured out.
It's a big fight for him.
It's a huge fight for Caceres.
I think this might be an actual big fight for either one of these guys.
It's a big fight. If Caceres wins, though, this can catapult him into like
a big fight,
into like a top 10
15
guy. Like a dangerous opponent.
Yeah,
and which Caceres would have deserved after beating if he does beat Chikadze. I think going the distance makes sense, and just small bet on Caceres. So this is gonna be a fun fight, kickboxer versus kickboxer.
Thanks for listening, everybody. My pick is going distance, and my buddy Rose's pick is Caceres, and he's also picking going distance. So thanks for listening. Like, subscribe, comment.